I've raised millionaires and billionaires in this country. This one is not taste by moonlight. Thousands of billionaires, at least 17 billionaires in this country. That people that were, some of them were even my staff, any 7,000. Today they are doing 25 billion. In America, I've done it. In London, I've done it. So it's not, this is what I know.
Dr. Newman and I would like to be the 18th and 19th billionaires.
Please, please, I beg you. So I should follow him. Wherever he's going, let me just be going with him.
A lot of young people want to, get on the property ladder. They want to own property because even our parents, would always advise, once you start making money, buy land for yourself. That's something that's, is passed across generations. But looking at economic realities today, it's becoming increasingly difficult for younger people who do not earn as much to get into it. How would you, respond to that? What would be your advice?
Well, there are 3 works that will help you to be the best version of yourself and maximize your possibilities in life. Number 1 is hard work. Number 2 is smart work. Number 3 is network. And that's the 3rd dimension that people need to use. You cannot tell, hey, girlfriend, you're all going to watch premiere of a movie and you're all paying 7,000 naira each. 7,000 among the 10 of you is already 70K. Then you take popcorn, then you take Uber, or you fuel your car. So at the end of the day, who are your friends? If all this friendship you are doing, hey, girlfriend, hey, my guy, is all about going to movie, going to club and chasing girls, you are all stupid people. You're a bunch of unserious people because if your relationship is not building wealth, then what kind of relationship are you doing? So the question now is, are you telling me that you are 20 years old, you don't have at least, worst case scenario, 5 people in your life that 2 or 5 of you can come together, 4 plus you, 5, that you can come together and say, we want to create wealth and create what we call a wealth creation network. And so for the next 20, 30 years, we want to build wealth together. Even if it's 10,000, you are all putting together every month, that's 50K. In 1 year, 50,000 times 12, 600. And then you begin to build like that. If you can do, look at the young lady, you have to buy bone straight, your life is not straight. Fixing eyelashes, fix your life. A lot of guys carry 3 assets like 419. You don't even have any shares in the telecom industry. You are wearing 3 pieces, you don't have 3 plots of land, all this nonsense, going to the gym, this is part, you have 6 figure. You say you are a man. No, that's not what we're talking. So you need to have investment. So if all of you come together, instead of carrying an iPhone, Samsung, and carrying all this, and you don't even want, you can't use telephone without a vision. If you put resources together, 100K, 5 of you, that's 500K, times 12. That's
6 million.
3 million, 6 million. So that's what you do. So you don't need to own a land alone. You go into fractional ownership. So if all you agree to say, okay, guys, we're going to come together and every month we are doing 50K, we are doing 100K. And every year, that 6 million, we'll buy 1 plot of land, we'll do land banking. If you do that and say, okay, that land banking, we'll do land banking for the first 5 years or the first 10 years. And then after the 10 years, from the 11th year, we'll now go into development or go into house. So if you do land banking for 10 years, by the 11th year, you will have you'll be wiser, you will have known better. We can say, let's sell the ones we bought 10 years ago and 9 years ago, and let's now buy an apartment. Then 2 years later, let's sell the one we bought 8 years ago. And so by the time you get to the second 10 years, you will now own apartments. So by the time you have done that for 20 years, nobody among you will be poor. And I'm speaking, I've raised millionaires and billionaires in this country. This one is not taste by moonlight. Thousands of billionaires, at least 17 billionaires in this country. That people that were, some of them were even my staff, any 7,000. Today they are doing 25 billion. In America, I've done it. In London, I've done it. So it's not, this is what I know. So fractional home ownership. I have people now that they buy houses in America, $100,000. All you do is bring 10,000. 10 of you come together. This year alone, we've done 7 of that. We have over 47 different properties that people have bought like that in America. In Lekki here, we have properties like that. There are properties we bought for 35 million that are now 130 million, 60 million that are now 150 million. And it's not one person's property. 10 people for 5 million, 10 of you come together, 50 million, you buy an apartment, you rent it out. So properties now, you buy a property and you buy for 70 million, 7 of you take 10 million, you rent out for 7 million every year. And so if, no matter how young you are, just be wise. If you know better, you do better. You see, you cannot fall down from a ladder accidentally. I'm sorry, you cannot climb a ladder accidentally, but you can fall down accidentally. So to become wealthy is not accidental. Say, I just blow. No, you don't blow, you grow. If you blow up, you will come down. If you jump up, you come down, you get cash, you crash land. And you see, the money you don't have the wisdom to make, you don't have the wisdom to manage it.
Yeah.
And we've seen that over and over again. We remember a young girl that was a bread seller that fell into money. What's the end of the story? We remember a young guy that was singing, a water company decided to set him up. What's the end of the story? We remember 2 young boys that were playing. Security guy that was sacked, they took them abroad. What's the end of the story? Every time you reward bad behavior, it will be repeated. If it's not inside, it's not inside. So if you are listening to me right now, you're a young man, you're a young woman, be intentional about your life. No one is going to plan your life for you without your direct involvement. And nobody grows young. I'm a slave queen. I'm a young boy. Oh. Before you know it, you are 20, you are 30, you are 40. You just wake up one day and discover that time has passed you by.
Dr. Newman and I would like to be the 18th and 19th billionaires.
Please, please, I beg you. So I should follow him wherever he's going. Let me just be going with him.
But something
Honestly,
quite instructive you said was, there's no excuse not to own.
There's no
real
excuse.
Estate. You cannot own it on your own. Come together with your friends and own a piece of something. At least own a portion of something.
No, but I
very,
just
very
also,
important.
sorry, Big Ben, to cut you short. I know we're preaching fractional ownership and all of that. But what if you try fractional ownership with friends and people you thought you could trust, and then in that fractional ownership, problem starts to surface? Like,
there is no trust anywhere. Trust is built and controlled by principles and policy. That's why we have laws.
Yeah.
So, you see, you don't do friendship, even if it's your brother or your sister, there is a contract, there is a law. The law is black and white. If you notice the logo for law, the law is blind.
Yeah.
It doesn't know.
It doesn't see.
So when you are doing fractional ownership, you are not being stupid. You are not being emotional. You are being factual and being official.
Based on what
so everybody will have a contract. So for our fractional ownership, for instance, now, the contract is the number one at the top. You say this investment is not for unserious, selfish.
I like that.
5 adjectives we use. Immediate gathering is for people that are interested in building wealth, patience, and enduring wealth. So it's there at the top.
Wow.
Then any money you are bringing, you can't collect it. Your mother died, your wife is pregnant, your child. The other one is emotional sentiment. The law is the law. You can't come out to say, I want to collect my money. It's not going to happen. So you have already read it and you sign. And that's the way it works. So even if we fight, we are fighting, we are no more friends. The money is not, money doesn't know gender. Money doesn't know anger. Money is money. So it's because we do things emotionally.
Yeah.
That's why you say, no, you can become enemy. Everybody, all of you have money in the bank. Do you know the GM? Do you know the MD? Are you friends with the bank? It's the transaction, it's the contract you have with the bank. That's it. That same bank you are in, your enemy is in that bank. Why didn't you go and withdraw your account to say my enemy is a member of this bank? No. It's just doing things professionally. And law work. There is no trust anywhere. People think that, there's more trust abroad. No, it's law. Because they know that justice work. I've been doing this for years, but I was in Tampa, Florida, 2 years ago, and I was surprised to realize that there is a group that have existed for 12 years in the US doing that, and it has worked. I have a mentee now that just connected with me this year. I told her I'm going to bring her for my event in January. They have been doing it for 21 years in this Nigeria. 8 ladies. 21 years. I was like, wow, you are the highest I've ever seen in Nigeria. Wow. How not take do them? And she shared, I said, you come and share this in January. So I'm bringing her to my event. So these are real things that are happening. People have been doing this, what the MKOs, Abiola, they have a group. Today we are talking about your tribe, your network. They have all these things. They sit down together, a group in East Africa. These guys, when they were in university, they decided that they are going to buy land and they will not sell it for 30 years.
Wow.
30 years happened a few years ago. And they are all multi-millionaires in dollars now. But that 30 years was struggle. They got married, they were poor, they were borrowing money. They gave us, they say, it's 30 years. Because they used to take care of our children. They were in school, year 1, and they waited. Now they are rich people because they just bought land. Nothing, just one land, you all bought it and left it. So this land, we're not selling it until 30 years time. Because you don't do cash banking, you do land banking. A city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. So you don't wait to buy land, you buy land and wait.
So this brings me to my next question, right? So what of everybody, you know how nowadays was preaching buy land, buy property, like it's just this, like you said, is data proven, right? So How then do we tell all these people that want all this VI, Ikoyi, they don't want to go to the developing areas? The people that has, Ikoyi started from somewhere, VI started from somewhere. So now all the Lagos New Town, the developing areas that are just coming up, what would be your advice for them to take their eye from the big things and focus on the developing areas? Because those developing areas, obviously, we get to the Ikoyi and the VIs, right?
It's because they don't have understanding. And, VGC celebrated 30 years last year. The VGC was shouting 30 years ago.
Wow.
Somebody started, it was like a farm estate, then it became, now they celebrated 30 years. Do you know how much a plot of land is in VGC now? Some people started that journey. Now, once you understand real estate, the first thing you need to understand is that you will hear things like location. What makes location? Location is nothing. What makes location is infrastructure.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you go abroad, you say you went abroad. You didn't go abroad. To you is abroad. To the person abroad, it is their village.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why it doesn't look like a village to you is because their infrastructure, light is there, road is there.
Mm-hmm.
So technology and infrastructure eliminates villages. The day that GSM entered Nigeria, villages expired. The day we had broadband, GSM villages expired. The day we had cable, and so there is no more village in Nigeria. It's only in our brain now that we have villages. Because anywhere you are, even in Sambisa Forest, people are doing transfer in millions from Sambisa. So anywhere you are today, you can do anything from anywhere. So most of the time, we are all just in the city, living in pollution, when we can go to the countryside and go and enjoy life. So if you understand that, you will realize that, like I said earlier on, that city you are seeing today was once a village. Yeah. And the village you are calling a bush today will be a city tomorrow. So all you need to do is to position yourself. Yeah. Because see, the future is cheap if you buy it now. And if you understand real estate, you realize that all over the world, go to the center of the city, the most expensive part of the city, do a circumference. Every location between 30 minutes to 1 hour driving distance of any most expensive part of anywhere in the world will become a part of that city in the maximum of 15 years. So question, if for instance now, you say the most expensive part of Nigeria or the island is Banana Island. So if you go to the center of Banana Island, just spread your hand like this, do circumference, and find out 1 hour driving distance from that point in the circumference, where are they? If you go to any of those places in 15 years, they'll be there. But that has happened now because now you can now see that all the places, many people don't realize that what they are calling phase one, this used to be Morocco now. Many of you are still young. In 1998, we did Crusade here now, Holy Ghost Night in 1998. It was all, nothing was here now. When you are coming, before you get to Chevron, when you finish with Mobile House, you will now be traveling. You will now have Motivate Chevron. You will now see, so before you now travel, you will now see Wonderland. Do you hear me? It was like they were in the forest. They say, we take this back on fire. But today now, you're now talking of a this high, you're talking of a gumbo, you're talking of a that is you are entered the Ekiti. You're already in Akure. So like Kampai Tropicana used to be in Towing streets in the Kenya. When the guy went there, I said, well, you do okay. But today now, you are saying, so it has happened. So anywhere you go to, when you go to the Lagos Ibadan, you look at what's happening. When Babadiboy went to that place in the 80s, they thought the man was mad. Today, it's not redemption camp, it's redemption city. A plot of land in that place, 70 million, 80 million inside that place. So what are you talking about? So it's all about understanding the industry and knowing fully well that whatever you can afford now, if you don't use that money to tie down something in the supposed village, you will spend it. And that village will be a city and you'll still be lost in transit.
Doctor, can you give us some real life examples of some wins you've had with real estate investments?
Ooh. Well, I told you one, 50,000.
Yes.
We have, where our church is located, is in a place called Idimo. We bought the first plot of land in 1999 for 70,000 per plot. Then by year 2000, we bought another set for 100,000. By 2001, we bought the last set for 250,000. So we have a total of 16 plots of land where the property is located now. Now, a plot of land on that road right now is 40 million. So imagine now that when you got married 24 years ago, the money you spend to pay photographers 70,000 to take pictures that are now useless. The money you spend on wedding gown, makeup and all those stuff, you bought just 1 acre. at that point. 24 years later, you're a tenant, you can't pay your children's school fees, you say village people are suffering you, but village people could not have stopped that land to become 40 million now. Do you understand? So that's an example. In that same road, when those things were being done, don't forget, me, I was still going through my job, so I couldn't even afford the 70,000.
Yeah.
As at then. By the time I bought my own plot of land for 500,000 per plot. And by the time I was buying for 500,000 per plot, it was already 2005. So 20 years ago, I bought the same land at 500,000, now it's 40 million. We just completed a 12-unit apartment on the ones I bought. 12 unit, yeah, 12, and that's there now. Now, Ikorodu, I told you that from 50,000 now 15 million. In Abuja, when I bought it, was also 50,000, now 15 million. I bought a land somewhere around this, what they call Panatlantic, Lagos Business School, or Nosa, some village like that. We bought it for 200,000. By the time we were talking about selling, we're already at 40-something million. So on and on and on like that. So you can realize that if you buy a land today, the most important thing is it genuine, is the documentation right?
Yeah.
Because there are things that we call the indices of security. Number 1 is location. Number 2 is documentation. Number 3 is occupation. Number 4 is protection. So you look at once those things are there, you just chill. The land will continue to grow and take care of things, and infrastructure will continue to make things change. So study where development is going and follow development, and you will cash out.
Interesting. So a lot of our peers are out of the country now, right? Thankfully, you've had the opportunity to travel, far and wide. So you know what the experience is over there and what the experience is over here. So my question is two-pronged. First, is the grass truly greener over there? And should our peers or other people who have even jackpot, much longer, should they consider investing here, or maybe just consider investing only in the country where the current
well, the grass is not greener on the other side. It's synthetic fiber. If you water your own, it will grow anywhere. And so one of the things you need to understand is that for a lot of people that have traveled, many of them migrated for economic reasons.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong in that. But years ago, I did a series called Before You Join the Jackpot Bandwagon. It's on my YouTube channel at DrOlumideEmmanuel on YouTube. It was a 4-part series that became a 6-part series. Before you join the Jackpot Bandwagon, I did Jackpot Love, then Jackpot versus Jackpot Da, and all the stuff. Because I realized that a lot of people were just, and it's not new, they were just going, no vision, no direction. So I told them, before you join, why do you want to go? How do you want to go? Where are you going? What will you do when you get there? So that just not to say don't go, because you think that it is well, but it's not well. Many people sleep in library, they sleep on the road. Many people have gone through all kinds of stuff that they can't share with you, but they are still taking picture with people's car. They are still taking picture from the people's houses. They are sending it to you. They are preparing you. Making the pepper there, as they paying them because they sweet us, and you are just being deceived. And at the end of the day, nothing. So the grass is not greener, because when people now get there, they now realize that, wow. So for them, they already know their reality. You don't need to tell them. It's only those that are here that will tell. But listen to me. It's like Misa. It's a mindset. Once a man's mind is locked on traveling, anything you like, say they will go. You say, you don't go. The way other people survive. Till tomorrow, people are still going through the wilderness, going through Libya, they are still going through the river in Italy. If somebody died, they say all of them no die now. Maybe Naomi be that. They will still go. So let them go. Because you see, if you don't learn by revelation, you learn by experience.
It's true.
So there's no point. I don't waste time on all those things. It's your life
experience.
But just know that actions have consequences.
It's true.
But to now go to the second one, if you are there and you say, should you invest there or invest here? If you are there, and that is where you want to live the rest of your life, then that is your primary place to invest. Nigeria is secondary. Because if you are there, you need to first of all understand the economic environment in that location, and then see how you can stabilize yourself in that place by owning homes, owning investment that will help you to come out of the rat race there. Because see, when people don't understand that, I have a master class I do, it's called How to Create Wealth as a Career Person. In fact, we've done that in Canada, in Nigeria, we're doing America later this summer. And it's all about helping them to understand the economic environment. When you go to the Western world, you are in a capitalist environment. Capitalism is not built for salary earners. It's built for entrepreneurs and investors. As a salary earner, you are one of the tools of capitalism. So if you are there, which many of them do 2, 3, 4 jobs. You are just being completely stupid.
Yeah.
Because the more 2, 3, 4 jobs you do, the more you earn money to enter into a higher tax bracket. And they tax you before. So instead of you to do 2, 3, 4 jobs, do your main job and start doing businesses and understanding entrepreneurship so that you can see how you can transit into entrepreneurship and being an investor. So once you understand your economic environment and then you begin to know how to create wealth, once you have stabilized in that place, then you can now begin to explore what you can do back home. But when it comes to investing back home, there are questions you need to answer. Are there stakeholders at home? Do you have father, mother, brother, sister, or people that are asking for money at home? Number 2, are you going to be coming back home regularly?
To check on it.
Do you understand? And number 3, are you planning to relocate back home at a point in your life? Number 4, are your children interested in anything back home? If you don't consider all these things, you just go and invest. As I'm sitting for you right now, I have a lot of people that have sent their children abroad. The children are not coming back. Hotel, houses, chamber, hospital, clinic, schools, everything.
Everywhere.
Nobody's coming back. 8-bedroom mansion. Cockroach is there. They have houses, the children are not interested. So don't say I'm doing it for my children. No, answer. Because if you take $10,000 and change it to Naira, it becomes about 16, 17 million.
Yeah.
If you invest that 17 million a year, you can get a return on investment that you will never get anywhere. In real estate, you can get 30%, 50% return. In Nigeria, legit. But by the time you get that 50%, because you are bringing your money from a high currency to a low currency, by the time you do that and get the 20% or 30%, 40%, by the time you want to convert the money back to dollar, your money is now $8,000. You have lost money. So when you are coming to invest in Nigeria, don't invest in Nigeria for dollar return. Invest in Nigeria for Naira return to take care of your Naira deals. So that if you want to come for 30 December, you are locked down. You don't need to bring any money. You just come, you enjoy your life, and you come to our shortlet, you come to our resort, you come to our lake, you come to our golf course, you do all kind of stuff, and then you return. If you want to send money to people, you can just do your transfer without having to change money from there. Then you do that. So I advise people that no matter who you are, as long as you are in Nigeria, you must have at least one investment in real estate in Nigeria, because it is not an accident that you were born in Nigeria. So you must be represented in your culture and where you are born from, because you never know what happened in Ukraine can happen to you. What happened in other place can happen to you. I have a friend that's been in Ukraine for 30 years. He left as a refugee. Wow. 30 years, all his investment are in Ukraine. The only investment he has outside Ukraine is the investment he has with us in Nigeria and the one we helped him get in America. That's all. What if he doesn't have those two? And there are people like that are thinking that it can never happen. Look at what Trump is doing now. It can't happen. It can't happen. One day. They don't talk now. Visa now.
3 months. 3 months, one entry.
Before you know it, all of you that think you are safe, you just say that one day you are not safe. Then in Nigeria, you are saying that shit country.
They'll start bringing you back here.
You will now realize that this is the country. Because I don't understand why you will call your country a shit. Where they born, now shit them born you. Don't even know it's an insult to yourself and it's a revelation of your deficient knowledge to be insulting your country. Nigeria has never failed anybody. It is Nigerians that fail people. The president is not Nigerian, he's a Nigerian. All the governors are not that they are a Nigerian. So don't blame the country for the people in the country. And they are not foreigners. If you get there, will you do better? So let's just stop all this nonsense about insulting Nigeria. Nigeria is still one of the best countries in the world, but Nigerians are one of the most complex people. So don't blame Nigeria, blame Nigerians.
I absolutely agree.
I do, honestly.
Absolutely agree.
Honestly, Dr. OlumideEmmanuel, this is really insightful. But if we have somebody now listening to us with little or no capital, where do you advise them to start from?
Start with knowledge. If you know better, you do better. You see, if you're not informed, you'll be deformed. If you're not inspired, you will expire. If you're not updated, you'll be outdated. What you know determines how far you go. Those who know rule over those who do not know. Start with knowledge. The same you that say you don't have money, you have data to gossip. You have data to be scrolling.
Or wasting.
And be saying, see who broke whose person's heart, who did BB hair. What is that same phone? How can you have a smartphone and be dumb? So you have a smartphone, be smart about it. There's Google, there's ChatGPT, there's AI, there's YouTube. Use it to educate yourself. It begins with knowledge. Once you begin to educate yourself, you will now begin to move from hard work to smart work. The fractional thing I say, okay, I may not have money, but I have friends that have money. What can I sell to them? That can, because money flows in exchange for value. Money flows in exchange for problem solved. Money flows in exchange for goods and services. Okay, so I can begin to sell this, I can begin to sell that, I can begin to do that. Then before you know it, as you're offering value, money is flowing. And then I can maximize my network. Oh, guys, let's come together. Let's put more. I will coordinate it. And for coordinating it, I get 1%, 2%. That's it. So it's knowledge first. If I give you money, I said it earlier on, Any money you don't have the wisdom to make, you don't have the wisdom to manage it. So start with knowledge. When you have the knowledge, everything you are looking for is already around you, only waiting for your discovery.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that if you make up your mind now that you want to buy a red Camry or a red or a blue Range Rover, the very minute you say it and you make up your mind, when you get out, you start seeing them. If you buy a Range Rover now, maybe before you bought the car, you didn't see it. The very minute you buy, everywhere you go,
Everybody has
it has existed. It was you that came into that frequency.
Yeah.
So everything you are looking for is already there. They are not going to create anything for you. It's already there. But because you are not in that frequency, you are blind. Once you enter that frequency, you will start seeing money everywhere. You will start seeing opportunities everywhere. So it's all that, and that knowledge is what tunes you to the frequency of wealth. And it just begins to flow.
Every step we take, every way we live should be filled with peace, joy, and serenity. Now, if you're looking for a community that offers all these with infrastructure and the right amenities for you and your family to thrive, look no further than Mixter Africa Estates. Now, Mixter Africa, over the last 20 years, has basically been provided the kind of community, over 15 estates with 5,000 housing units that people have been thriving in. Look forward to welcoming you in one of our Mixter estates.
For a lot of people, this is their morning when they are getting to hear things like this.
Yeah.
So what is that fail-proof template that you think if anybody with half a brain executes this judiciously, they are sure that they, over time, they can look back and say, I've built something substantial for myself.
The three things that helps you to become all that you need to be is financial intelligence, financial planning, financial discipline. And if you follow these three things, financial intelligence means just continue to learn. The day you stop learning, you start dying. Don't get to a point where you think you know it or no. Even me, I'm still in school. I'm learning every day. You learn, unlearn, and relearn. So number one is continue to learn. Attend all the seminars you can. Be a part of every tribe that's going to help keep you in, so financial intelligence. Number two is financial planning. Have a plan and review your plan annually, every 5 years, every 10 years, every season. Continue to review those plans. And then financial discipline, stay disciplined. And once you have identified what you need to do, which is make money, manage the money, then multiply the money. And as you continue in that trajectory, it's only a matter of time. So you are making money. How can I make more money? What other kind of money can I make? That's a continuum. Then manage money. How can I manage my money? How can I manage it more effectively? Then multiply money. So you make money by working, you manage money by budgeting, you multiply money by investing. So what can I invest into? Then you begin to look at different options. So let me do mutual fund, let me do treasury bills with this one, a percentage in this, a percent then, let me do cash here, so that I can maximize opportunity, let me do real estate. Once you do that and you are consistent, it's only a matter of time. We're not talking of get-rich-quick scheme. It's slow and steady. The journey of 1,000 miles does not begin with a step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step that is taken. Until you take the step, the journey
doesn't start.
I had to write those three things
So
down.
and just do that. And so don't be in a hurry. You just wake up one day and discover that 500,000 land is now 50 million.
Yeah, and I think it's very similar to weight loss. Like even if you're trying to lose weight, you cannot wake up and lose weight.
People want that one, they will just say that crash it. Crash you.
Like I feel like we've been.
You did not gain it overnight. You can't gain it overnight. The way in is way out.
Like I just feel like society has just found a way to make things quicker, and in being quick, it doesn't then hold the value. It's not sustainable.
And they don't tell you the dangers of those.
Yes.
Because everybody is just trying to sell something to you. And even the people that went to do surgery will tell you this is what I'm using now. You become influencer for fake products. Just to make money off people's gullibility.
Something else. Honestly. So my takeaway so far, first of all, world building takes time.
Yes.
Because every time you've spoken regarding yourself, regarding other people, it has always been about how they've applied their resources and time, right, to make things happen. You spoke time horizons like 12 years, 20 years, 25 years. And that's, you already answered this last question before I asked it. Right? And it just dawned on me. Where you mentioned that, if someone looks at themselves and says, every year, from everything I earn, I'm able to put some money together, buy a plot of land every year, every 5 years,
or with people. Because the way the mind of people work, psychologically, people think of what they cannot achieve instead of pushing to achieve. So what you say, you say, you know, what does it mean? I say, just the talk. You know how much are there? We did 30,000, I go buy land. You're already in because poverty is a spirit, it's a mindset, it's an habit, it's a lifestyle, it's a state. So the major poverty issue now people mind. It's a mindset issue. And ignorance is not a demon. You can't cast it out. So it's only knowledge. So if you cannot do it alone, do it with a group of people every year. So that means every year you are buying a land of 500 or 1 million. It may be 50,000 that is your own. But you own something. A percentage of that every year. So if you cannot do it alone, do it with others. But every year a plot of land, every 5 years a house.
Another takeaway for me is the fact is, this concept of fractional ownership. Really, in Nigeria, many of us like to own our own thing. It's until recently that people started buying flats. Before now, everybody wants a detached house, my own compound, my own, but we need to, I think it's high time we
open our mind to
functions, each do our sons, It's better to own 10% of a billion than to own 100% of 1,000.
So, Doctor, you're a prolific author. You've written quite a number of books on this subject. I'm asking for myself, for Norman, many other people who will be watching. What are your top 2 books that you'd recommend for people who are looking to, increase their knowledge in the area of wealth?
Okay, I've written over 100 books.
Of course.
Wow.
I've written over 100 books. So the books I've written that is purely on wealth creation, School of Money, which is the Bible of wealth creation.
School of Money?
Yeah, how to create wealth as a career person. The secret of intrapreneurship. So how to understand the business of your career. Then the pathway to wealth, which is the first book I wrote, 2005, which is as a result of my own story, like John Waterley. That's the first book I wrote. And then 50 common money mistakes to avoid. And then how to create your success story. And then bridging the gap between the rich and the poor. And then how to increase your value in the marketplace. So all these books, you can just follow me on all my social media platforms. I have loads, thousands of videos on my YouTube channel at DrOlumideEmmanuel. You go to my website, DrOlumideEmmanuel.org/shop. You see all the books. They're on Amazon. They're on my website. You want e-copy. We have offices. I have offices in Nigeria, in South Africa, in London, in Italy, in Australia, in New York, in Houston, Atlanta, in Canada. We have offices, like 11 offices in Ghana. We have 11 offices all over the world. So you can contact us anywhere in the world. You'll get the material.
Doctor, I've been following you for a while, but it has now dawned on me. Sitting with you it has really dawned on me why you really need to take this message everywhere. This is the only thing that can make Africa become great.
Honestly.
Right? That mindset shift. Renewal in the way we think.
It's a mandate. I went on 2 global tours last year. And, I saw a lot of them. I'm like, wow. I went as far as Australia. I went to Australia for the first time last year. I'll be back next year again for one. They wanted me to come every year. I said, no. So next year again, we'll do a whole 6-city tour. So it's what we do now. So go teach my people wealth creation. So, and now with the jackpot thing now, you now realize that we have a lot of Africans in Africa. I'm the global president of the Billionaires Conclave, and we have members in 26 countries on 6 continents. So it's really, it's a joy seeing people transform. And my joy is that I'm now seeing it produce results outside Nigeria. So people are in the US that are now doing millions of dollars, and they're like, wow, in the UK. And you're like, and because I remember in year 2000, a guy contacted me from Manchester, and it was one of those people that used to be my singles conference in the 90s, the early 2000s. And he said, I've lost touch with you, that I just saw you again, that I used to come for your conference. That all these things you are saying, you can't work in London. All these things you are saying, you can't work in London. I was on a TV program here in Nigeria, and somebody called and said, I respect you every time I listen to you. But these things cannot work in Nigeria.
Did you not come from Nigeria?
And I'm like, look, I'm from, and look, this lady next to me is a testimony. You hear her testimony, she's now doing billions, and she's here. I was telling you, so what are you talking about? Now, the guy that said he cannot work in London. So we finally met in late 2001, I finally went, so he came for consulting. I said, sit down. Why do you say you cannot work? And I said, it's because you are trying to do it alone. I said, that's it. You are trying to do it alone. I said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. I said, let's do fractional. So he told me what he wanted to do. I said, look, do you have people that can give you £10,000? I said, all you need is 50 people. £10,000, you raise £500,000. Because he told me you needed 200,000. I said, you can raise 500,000. You can raise £1 million in 90 days. So the guy was like, I said, yeah, oh, Lord, I knew the family, that means you don't have integrity. I said, integrity is a capital. So I said, do you have integrity? You are not going to steal their money. I said, go ahead. And guess what? He got 23 people to give him £10,000 in less than 30 days.
Wow.
And he got £230,000. And they bought a land in Salford, which is just a little the outskirts of Manchester. They bought that land in the center of the city. As I'm speaking to you right now, that was 2021, just about 4 years ago. Yeah. Those guys have done over £2 million now. And by the first year, they say he's now into drugs. Because when people don't know where you are doing, they say, this guy, what is he doing? Don't we know him? Poor man, because they thought this is his money. But what he has done is, by the time they got the money, they bought that land. The land they bought for 200,000 is now over £500,000 in less than 4 years. Guess what? They were now doing approval. It took a while. By the time they did the approval for a 6-story to build on it, while the very week the approval came out, because people don't understand that there are cabals everywhere. There are gatekeepers. The very minute the approval came out, he got 3 calls in 1 week. Because there are people in the approval office that will be informing investors. The guy don't get approval. So they call the hello, you just got an approval for... Guys, how we do here? I just connected. Say, so we are interested in that deal. Do you have the money already? We can bring the money.
Wow.
I'm telling you, another person called him. The same with 3 calls. He said, Baba, Onjeo. It's like, this thing, they work like fire. Another group called him and said they want to rent the entire 6 floors. Whoa. And pay him. And they want to take it over as apartments. They want to pay him for 5 years. And once you finish, you hand it over to us. Will that have happened if he didn't get in touch and do, if he wanted to carry 200,000 by himself? So this thing works anywhere. It's just to know if it's not working, there is a formula, there is a code you have not cracked. Once you crack the code, it will work. And I've done this thing all over. I've set up Wealth Creation Network in the UK. There's a lady there in the UK now that has been doing this before I met her. She's going to have the first black-owned bank in the UK.
Wow.
They've done over £4 million. We've done it in America. We are doing it in Nigeria through my mentoring platform. We started in Canada 2 years ago. They were having an issue, but last year they have stabilized. They're on their 3rd property now. So this thing works. It works.
Dr. there are also Nigerians who like to invest in dollar-denominated investments. So to apply this, to maybe pull funds together, own properties outside the country, how do you recommend they go about it?
Okay, so now you don't need to contact me. You don't need to buy anything from me. Because most of the time, when people hear you give them opportunity, they think, oh, you want to make money, you want to do marketing. No. You are not a fool. You have visa now. Yeah. Just go abroad. How much do they sell houses? Don't think mortgage. It's cash. So you can even Google it. It's not just Google it. Cheap properties in any state. You see the properties, and then you see the phone numbers of the agent. You call them by yourself. I say, okay, can you help me monitor, buy this, want to buy it? And then you go through the process. So if they say, okay, the property is 200, look for people. They say it's 150, it's 100, 70,000, whatever. This is what I have done since 2008. So you can't tell me when we have over almost 49 properties. This year alone, we have done 6. So it's your life. You don't believe that's your business. So all you need to do is, I can guarantee you what I have done that is working, that has not failed. $100,000 can get you a property that will give you at least $1,000 every month.
It's true.
$100,000. Cash, no mortgage, no nothing. Yeah. So with 100,000, 10 of you come together, you bring the 100,000. If you want us to help you, my office is in Atlanta. It's a registered US company. I won't collect any money. You talk to them, give you their number, you pay to the America, everything is America. You pay the money, and then we get to there and we hand over the house to you in 90 days with a tenant.
Wow.
Because we buy in auction and foreclose. So we buy it, we now do it up. So we may buy for 50, 60, 70, do it up, and then make our profit. Then we hand over to you at 100,000 with a tenant. And then we hand you over to the agent, and then you take it from there. Our job is done. Every month you collect your 1,000 or 950 because agent will be collecting 30% every month. And that's it. So it's a simple formula that has not failed. So if you don't want to do it yourself, once you have visa, just go there, ask question, any state you think you want to do. But the issue of states, many people want to say, do you have it in New York? Do you have it in... It's not... It should be an investment. Must you live there?
Yeah.
I tell people, if not people on the island now living in Boycott, living in Gatehouse, they say they are in Leke. I'm in Leke. They live for Gatehouse. When you could have been, you can have a whole house. Say, I can't do Dim, I can't do Egbeda, I can't do Songo. Are you living there? Have a house in Songo, be collecting your own $1 million per annum while you are here. So that if you have houses, I have a lot of people that live here, but they have houses in all those suburbs. The entire house, now 12 million, they'll finish up. Buy a whole house for 15 million, for 20 million. You collect 600 per annum. It may look small to you, but if you have 10 of that, and you are living here, those houses will not remain like that.
It's true.
Where I am in Idimo, people used to run to Idimo, not because of anything, but because it's cheap property. So they can get a 2-bedroom flat for 250, 300. Now, 2 million. So imagine that you have 10 of that. 2 million times 10. So there is no village, and nowhere is far. It depends on where you're coming from.
To be quite honest, podcast is powered by Mixed Africa. And we own a massive land bank that spans about 1,561 hectares in an area called Lagos Newtown. It's in Lakwe axis of Lagos. It's very fast developing, and back in 2012 when we launched our very first project, I think that was Beachwood Estate. Sites and services, we provided infrastructure and sold plots. People were buying plots for about 1 million naira. And today people are flipping their plot for 55 million naira. Just 12, 13 years after. So Lagos Newtown till today is still a very hot destination for investment capital. So even if you're not looking abroad, that's one area to look at. It's developments such as the Lekki Deep Seaport, the Coastal Road, all of these things are coming together to make that corridor really, really great for investment, and you can use that to position yourself, to position your future, to look much, much brighter. So, Doctor, thank you so much.
Honestly,
I've learned so much.
Just to lend my voice to that, we have some properties inside Lakwe.
Yes,
and because I'm on the board of different companies, and I can tell you for a fact that in fact, some of them now, we are now building,
on them,
to now build, terrace, 16 terraces to now sell. And so it's an opportunity that people should not miss.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was a very solid validation.
He has backed it up. He has backed it up. So, No, but honestly, thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel. Doctor, it has been insightful. It has been mind-blowing. I'm here, like, while you're talking, I'm writing. I'm going to my notes.
Honestly, I was taking notes.
Typing.
You need to pay.
We've just been, we're so glad that we're fortunate to sit down with such a mind, honestly. And at the end of the day, like you said, Ben, biggest takeaway, and everything he has said has to do with mindset. It starts from the mind. And we're very grateful that you gave us the opportunity to just dive a bit into that fraction. Just extract a bit. But anyways, our listeners, we've been honest, we've been practical, and now we tell you to go make that move. So we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.